She told me, "I'm not sure you're the man I want right now," and asked me to wait until she decides between me and her ex. I said, "Okay, I'll wait." She smiled, thinking she'd won. I packed my things and left while she was at work. She came home to an empty apartment and called me 87 times. I never answered. She never got to make her decision. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Let me start from the beginning, because context matters. I met Emily in college. We were both studying business, but while I was grinding through classes and part-time jobs to pay my way, she came from a family that had it easier. Think weekend getaways and no student loans. Still, I fell hard. She was charismatic, always the life of the party, with this laugh that could light up a room. I wasn't the flashy type. I'm more the steady guy who shows up, plans ahead, and builds things quietly. We dated for 4 years, moved in together after graduation, and I thought we were solid. I mean, I was the one who held her hand through her rough patches. Flashback to one of those times. About 2 years into our relationship, Emily lost her first job out of college. It was a marketing gig she loved, but the company downsized. She was devastated, crying for days, questioning her worth. I stepped up. I covered our rent for months while she job hunted, cooked meals to cheer her up, even helped tweak her resume and practice interviews. I remember staying up late with her, going over mock questions until she nailed them. "You're my rock," she'd say, hugging me tight. It felt good, like I was building something real. Another memory that stings now, her family drama. Emily's parents were going through a messy divorce, and her mom leaned on her hard. Constant calls, emotional dumps. Emily would vent to me for hours, and I'd listen, offer advice without pushing. One weekend, her mom showed up unannounced, bags in hand, needing a place to crash. Our tiny apartment suddenly had 3 people, but I made it work, slept on the couch, ran errands for them both. Emily whispered to me one night, "I don't know what I'd do without you. You're the only stable thing in my life." I believed it. Sacrificed a lot, like turning down a better-paying job offer in another city because she wasn't ready to move. I wanted us to grow together. But over the last 6 months before everything blew up, things shifted. Subtly at first. She'd be glued to her phone more, smiling at texts when she thought I wasn't looking. Our date nights turned into her scrolling social media while I watched movies alone on the couch. She'd mention her ex, Jake, in passing, stuff like, "Oh, Jake posted about his new adventure trip. He's always been so spontaneous." Jake was her high school sweetheart, the bad boy, type who'd broken her heart by cheating back then. They'd stayed friends on social media, which I never minded because I trusted her. But the comparisons started creeping in. "You're so reliable, Alex, but sometimes I miss that thrill," she'd say casually, like it was no big deal. It hurt, but I'd brush it off, thinking it was just nostalgia. I tried to spice things up, plan surprise picnics, weekend hikes, but she'd cancel last minute for girls' nights or work stuff. Sex dwindled. Intimacy felt forced. I'd ask if everything was okay, and she'd snap, "I'm fine, stop hovering." Looking back, the signs were there. Late nights at the office, new outfits I didn't recognize, that guilty flicker in her eyes. But I was loyal to a fault. Committed. I thought communication would fix it, so one evening after a particularly distant week, I sat her down. "Emily, what's going on? We feel off." That's when she dropped the bomb. It was a Thursday night. We'd just finished takeout. Nothing special, just sitting on our worn-out couch in the living room. The TV was on low, some mindless show in the background. She set her fork down, looked at me with this calculated expression, like she'd rehearsed it. No tears, no hesitation, just calm, like she was discussing the weather. "Alex," she said, folding her hands in her lap, "I've been thinking a lot lately. About us, about what I want. Jake reached out a few weeks ago. He's changed. Got his life together, started therapy. We've been talking and I'm not sure you're the man I want right now." I felt like the air got sucked out of the room. My heart dropped, but I kept my face neutral. "What do you mean?" I asked, voice steady even though my mind was racing. She leaned back, crossing her legs, that smug little smile tugging at her lips, like she held all the cards. "Look, you're great. Safe, dependable. But Jake, he excites me. Makes me feel alive again. I need to figure this out. So, I'm asking you to wait. Give me time to decide between you two. It's not fair to rush it. I owe it to myself to explore this. Explore. I echoed, the word tasting bitter. She was basically admitting to emotional cheating, dangling me as a backup while she test drove her ex. Yeah, she continued, her tone dismissive, like I was being unreasonable for questioning it. We've been together so long, but people change. Jake's matured. And honestly, Alex, you've gotten a bit predictable. I need passion, not just stability. But I don't want to lose you if it doesn't work out. So wait for me. A month or two, tops. If I choose you, we'll be stronger for it. Her logic was twisted, framing it as honesty while manipulating me into a holding pattern. She justified it like a pro. I'm being upfront, not sneaking around. You should appreciate that. Most girls would just cheat without saying anything. Smug, entitled, like I was lucky she was considering me at all. She even added, if you really love me, you'll understand. This is about my happiness too. I sat there, processing the disrespect. Years of support, and now I was an option? A safety net while she chased thrills? Internally, I was reeling, confused, angry, heartbroken. But outwardly, I nodded slowly. Okay, I said. I'll wait. Her face lit up, that victorious smile spreading wide. She thought she'd won, kept her cake and eaten it too. She leaned over, kissed my cheek. Thank you, babe. You're the best. Then she grabbed her phone, probably to text Jake, and headed to bed like nothing happened. That night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling. The confusion hit hard. How had we gotten here? I'd given up so much. Friends I'd neglected, opportunities I'd passed on. For someone who saw me as predictable. The unfairness burned. But in that silence, clarity came. Waiting? No. That was her game. I was done playing. The next morning, she left for work early, bubbly as ever. See you tonight. We'll talk more, she called out. I waited until her car pulled away. Then I started packing. I didn't waste time. Our apartment was small, a one-bedroom in a quiet neighborhood. Nothing fancy, but it was ours. Or had been. I grabbed a couple of duffel bags from the closet, the ones we'd used for weekend trips back when things were good. Started with my clothes, shirts, jeans, socks, folded them neatly, like I was just organizing. No rush, no anger-fueled tossing. Just methodical. Next, my books from the shelf, the ones on finance and self-improvement I'd collected over the years. My laptop, charger, a few personal items like the watch my dad gave me for graduation. I left the shared stuff, the couch we'd picked out together, the kitchen gadgets, even the TV. No point in pettiness. I wasn't trying to hurt her, just extract myself. As I packed, the memories flooded back, uninvited. Like the time we'd painted the walls that awful shade of blue because she insisted it was calming. We laughed about it for weeks, repainted it white eventually. Or holidays with her family. Her mom always side-eyeing me like I wasn't good enough, but Emily defending me. He's the one, Mom. Lies now, all of it. The confusion gnawed at me. How could someone flip so easily? I'd been her anchor, but to her, I was just disposable. A backup plan while she weighed her options. The unfairness settled in my chest like a weight, but I didn't let it stop me. I wrote a short note on a sticky pad from the kitchen. Good luck with your decision. Alex. Left it on the counter, keys next to it. Locked the door behind me, loaded the car, and drove off. No dramatic exit, no final words. Just gone. I headed to a buddy's place across town. Mark, an old college friend who'd always had my back. He'd sensed things were off from our last hangout and offered his couch without questions. Crash as long as you need, man. That first night, my phone blew up. It started around 6 p.m. when she must have gotten home. First text, Alex? Where are you? Then calls, 1, 2, 5. Voicemails piled up. I didn't answer, but I listened to a couple later, out of morbid curiosity. Her first voicemail was confused, almost light. Hey babe, I just got home, and your stuff's gone? The note, what's going on? Call me back, okay? We need to talk. By the third, panic crept in. Alex, this isn't funny. Where did you go? I thought we agreed you'd wait. Come on, pick up. The calls kept coming, 10, 20, 30. She hit 87 by midnight, a mix of texts, calls, even a few from her friends. One text read, seriously? You're ghosting me over this? I was honest with you. Another, Jake means nothing yet. I was going to choose you, probably. This is so immature. Immature? From the woman who asked me to sit on the sidelines while she shopped for better? Her hypocrisy burned, but I stayed silent. Blocked her number after that barrage, didn't want the temptation to respond. The silence was my response. That night, lying on Mark's lumpy couch, the reality hit. For years, poof, gone. I felt the sting of betrayal deeper now, the emotional abandonment, being reduced to an option. It wasn't just about Jake, it was her smug certainty that I'd wait, like a loyal dog. I grieved a bit, alone in the dark, but anger didn't take over. Instead, a quiet resolve formed. This was my out. Time to rebuild without her shadow. The next few days blurred. I crashed with Mark, sorted logistics, changed my address for bills, notified work I'd be remote for a bit. Emily's attempts didn't stop. She switched to email, social media DMs. One early message. Alex, please. I came home to an empty place and freaked out. I didn't mean to hurt you. Let's meet and discuss this properly. I need closure. Closure? She wanted to dictate terms again. I ignored it. Her friends got involved. Toxic bunch, always enabling her drama. One, Sarah, texted, "Dude, Emily's a mess." What the hell? She says you just vanished. That's cold. At least man up and talk to her. Her brother even called from an unknown number. Hey, this is Mike. Sis is crying nonstop. You owe her an explanation. Bro, don't be a dick. Unpleasant, pushy, like I was the villain for not playing along. I didn't engage. Instead, I focused on me. Got a cheap short-term rental in a new part of town, nothing special but mine. Started hitting the gym again, something I'd slacked on while prioritizing her schedule. Reconnected with old friends, picked up hiking on weekends. Work picked up too. I threw myself into projects, and my boss noticed. You've got fire lately, Alex. Yeah, the fire of not waiting for anyone else's approval. But the middle part? It breathed. Days turned to weeks, and the silence stretched. I'd catch myself wondering about her. Did she choose Jake? Was she happy, but pushed it down? The unfairness lingered. I'd been loyal, committed, and this was my reward? Emotional discard. Yet, in that quiet, I started healing. Confusion faded, clarity grew. I wasn't her backup. I was my own priority. Rumors trickled in via mutuals. Apparently, Emily spun the story her way at first, told people I'd overreacted, that she was just figuring things out. But cracks showed. Jake? Not the prince she'd imagined. Friends whispered he'd been flaky from the start, pushing for quick hookups, not the matured guy she claimed. She dove in anyway, thinking she'd won by default since I left. But without me as the safety net, things unraveled fast. Those first couple of months post-exit were the hardest. Not the dramatic heartbreak you see in movies, but a slow, grinding unfairness that wore on me. I'd wake up in my new rental, a stark studio with beige walls and secondhand furniture, and feel the weight of it all. For years of building a life together, sacrificed for her whims, and now I was starting over. Alone. The confusion was constant. Why me? I'd been the one to show up every time. Flashback to last Christmas. I'd scraped together cash for a necklace she wanted, while she gifted me socks. Practical, she called it. I laughed it off then. Now it symbolized everything. Me giving, her taking. I let it breathe, though. No rushing to get over it. I'd sit on my balcony with coffee, staring at the city skyline, processing. The betrayal wasn't just her words. It was the manipulation, the emotional abandonment. Making me feel like a placeholder while she chased nostalgia with Jake. Friends checked in, Mark especially. You did the right thing, man. She's showing her colors. He'd share updates reluctantly. Emily was spiraling a bit, posting cryptic social media stuff like, when people leave without fighting for you. Hypocritical, considering she'd asked me to wait like a chump. Her attempts ramped up around week 3. Since I'd blocked her main number, she used work email. Alex, I know you're reading this. I messed up. Jake was a mistake. I see that now. Can we talk? I miss our life. Miss our life? The one she was ready to ditch? I deleted it. Then came the in-person try. She showed up at my old workplace one afternoon. I'd mentioned a project deadline in passing before leaving. Luckily, I'd taken a few days off, but a coworker texted, "Your ex is here, looking for you." Seems upset. I ignored that too. The family piled on next. Her mom left a voicemail, sharp, accusatory. "Alexander, this is unacceptable." Emily's heartbroken. "You packed up like a thief in the night?" We thought you were better than that. Call her back, or at least explain yourself to me. Unpleasant, demanding, like I owed them. Her brother followed up with a DM. Bro, you're making this worse. She's not eating, crying all the time. Be a man and fix it. Toxic. All of them. Pressuring me to cave, never acknowledging her role. I stayed detached. Walked away from social media altogether, deactivated accounts to avoid the noise. Instead, I built routines, morning runs to clear my head, evening reads on personal growth. Work became my anchor. I pitched a new idea to my team, got promoted to lead on a big account. Impressive turnaround, my boss said. Yeah, from doormat to driven. The silence helped. No confrontations, no begging. Just me, sitting with the pain until it dulled. The unfairness? It motivated. I wasn't mistreated anymore. I was free. Karma started peeking through. Mutual friends distanced from her. One told me, she's with Jake now, but it's messy. He's jealous, controlling. She regrets pushing you away. Isolated, her circle shrank as the truth spread. She'd strung me along, and I bounced. Her job suffered too. Heard she called out sick a lot, performance dipped. But I didn't gloat, just noted it, moved on. Ready for whatever came next. About 3 months in, the karma train arrived full force. I wasn't seeking it. Hell, I wasn't even checking up on her, but word got around through the grapevine. Mutual friends, the ones who'd stayed neutral at first, started filling in the blanks. Turns out, without me as her fallback, Emily's decision blew up in her face spectacularly. Jake, the so-called matured ex? He was a walking red flag. Unstable as ever, job hopping, mood swings, and yeah, still a cheater. She'd moved in with him quick, thinking it was fate or whatever bullshit she told herself. But he treated her like an option too, just like she'd done to me. Abusive verbally, controlling her socials, isolating her from friends. One night, after a blowout fight, he kicked her out with nothing but her purse. She ended up crashing at Sarah's, broke and humiliated. Her reputation tanked. Those cryptic posts? They backfired. People saw through the victim act. Comments like, "You asked him to wait while you chased your ex? Girl, that's cold." Friends dropped her. Even her family started questioning. Emily's a mess. One mutual told me over coffee. Lost her job last week. Couldn't focus, missed deadlines. Jake drained what savings she had on his business ideas that went nowhere. Isolated, irrelevant, discarded just as she'd discarded me. It was poetic, really. Her smug, "I owe it to myself" logic flipped on its head. Now she was the one waiting, begging for scraps. Her attempts to reach me escalated from pathetic to desperate. Started with more emails, but now pleading, "Alex, I know I hurt you, but Jake was toxic. He hit me once. I'm scared. Can you just talk to me? I need my rock back." Hypocrisy at its finest. She'd mocked my stability, now craved it. I deleted without reply. Then the calls from new numbers, burner apps probably. One I accidentally picked up while half asleep. "Alex? Oh God, finally. Don't hang up." Her voice was frantic, sniffly, like she'd been crying. I paused, phone to my ear, but stayed silent for a beat. "What do you want, Emily?" To explain. "Jake, he's not who I thought. It was a mistake. I was confused, okay? You were always so good to me. Remember how you helped with my job stuff? I need that again. Please, let's meet. I can come to you." Her tone shifted mid-sentence, from remorseful to entitled, like I owed her forgiveness. "You left without letting me decide. That's not fair. I was going to pick you." I felt nothing. No sympathy, no pull. Just calm. "Your decision doesn't matter anymore," I said flatly. Then hung up. Blocked the number. It got worse. She showed up at Mark's place. He'd slipped once about me staying there early on. Mark texted me a heads up. "Your ex is here," pounding on the door. "Want me to call the cops?" I said no, but he recorded it just in case. Later, he played the audio for me. Her voice, shrill and angry now. "Alex, I know you're in there. Open up. You can't just disappear like this. We had a life. You're being a coward. Face me." Pounding, then softer. "Please. I miss you. I'm sorry. Let me in." When Mark finally answered, telling her I wasn't there and to leave, she snapped. "Tell him he's ruined everything. I hate him for this." True colors shining. Desperate 1 minute, furious the next. The family amped up too. Her mom emailed, all guilt trippy. "Alexander, Emily's in a bad place. Jake left her black and blue. figuratively, but close. You were family to us. Help her, for old time's sake. Unpleasant, manipulative. Her brother went aggressive in a voicemail. Listen, punk. My sister's falling apart because of you. She tries to get her life straight, and you bail? Show up, or I'll find you myself. Threatening, toxic, like they own me. I ignored it all. Focused on my rise. Landed a promotion with a fat raise. Bought a small condo in a better neighborhood. Started dating casually. Not replacing her, just living. The justice felt earned. Her downfall realistic, not some fantasy. She saw me as beneath her thrills. Now she was the one beneath rock bottom. But I didn't revel, just observed, detached. 6 months after I left, the closure came uninvited, at our mutual friend Lisa's wedding. It was a garden affair, vague outskirts of town, string lights and laughter. I'd RSVP'd yes, figuring Emily might skip it after everything. But there she was, across the reception tent, looking frayed, dress ill-fitting, makeup smudged like she'd cried en route. Alone, no Jake in sight. Me? I was thriving. Sharp suit from my new wardrobe, chatting with old pals, even brought a date. A colleague named Mia, nothing serious but a clear upgrade. Confident, at peace. The contrast hit hard. Her failure on display, my growth undeniable. She spotted me during toasts, weaved through the crowd. I saw her coming, steeled myself. No scene, just dignity. She reached my table, eyes desperate, voice low but urgent. Alex, can we talk? Privately. I glanced at Mia, who raised a brow but stayed cool. Stood up politely, led Emily to a quiet corner by the bar. No warmth, just business. What is it? I asked, tone even. She fidgeted, twisting her hands. I look like shit, I know. Jake's gone. Cheated, left me with debt. Lost my job, friends ghosted. But you look great. Happy. A pause, then pleading. I was wrong. So wrong. Asking you to wait. That was selfish. I see now you were the one. Please, give us another chance. I'll change. We can start over. Her words echoed her old hypocrisy. The same twisted logic, now reversed. Desperate, clinging. I mirrored it back, calm and firm. You said you needed time to decide. That I should wait because you owed it to yourself. I met her eyes, indifferent. Well, I waited for me. Built something better. Your decision? It's irrelevant now. You're not part of this life. She blinked, tears welling. But I love you. Don't you care what I've been through? Not anymore. I said simply. That's not my problem. You've shown your colors, smug when you had power, angry when you lost it. I'm done. She grabbed my arm, voice rising. You can't just forget me. We had 4 years. I pulled away gently, like swatting a fly. And you were ready to toss them for a thrill. Goodbye, Emily. Turned, walked back to my table without a glance. She stood there, frozen, as guests whispered. Mia smiled. Everything okay? I nodded. Never better. Later, I heard she left early alone. Blocked her everywhere for good. That night sealed it. Her powerless, me evolved. No hate, just indifference. She'd never decide anything for me again. Life's too short to wait. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.